I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test part 119, Emmeline Pankhurst, which is on the page 44. While doing short impingement training, and if you participate in the short impingement training, that is at your own risk. So Emmeline Pankhurst. Emmeline Pankhurst was born in Manchester by starting every time by introducing a person with where they were born, no matter if it was important or not. Emmeline Pankhurst was born in Manchester in 1858. We already heard of Manchester. Many people from Ireland, of 1.5 million, who had gone there after the famines, or the famines, there were multiple, went together to one, in the mid-19th century, went to Manchester. So Emmeline Pankhurst was born in Manchester, but that is probably unrelated from the famine or the people emigrating from Ireland as immigrants to Manchester. It was the same country. Whatever. So Emmeline Pankhurst was born in Manchester in 1858, and she lived until 1928. She set up the Women's Franchise League in 1889, which fought to get the vote in local elections for married women. She set up the Women's Franchise League. I'm not going to explain the name before we not have read on what it means. She set up a Women's Franchise League. So she set up a Women's Franchise League, and that was in 1889. Which fought to get the vote in local elections for married women. So, and that Women's Franchise League, set up by Emmeline Pankhurst in 1889, wanted, or they not just wanted, they also campaigned for it, I guess that's what I mean, and demonstrated to give a possibility that women can vote in local elections. Married women can vote in local elections. Now, we're having so many things, are we not saying here? Now, there are differences between local elections and parliamentary elections. I'm reading from that. I said something just a moment ago, but there might be differences. So, it might not be that we just heard of all injustices and are remembering now the happy end, but it can be that we also jumped a lot of injustices, never told. And we're remembering only the happy end if we only look for the quotes at the sides. But reading the text and remembering all. So, Emmeline Pankhurst set up a Women's Franchise League in 1889, which fought to get the vote in local elections for married women. It was in 1889 that she set it up. Now that is after the two acts of the Parliament to give women the right to keep their own property, and long after the two reforms to give more men the right to vote. But it is before the suffragist movement of the 20th century, but it is around at the time of the 90s. So it is during the time of the suffragist movement. And she or they, the women's franchise, wanted to have also the vote for married women in local elections. So local means not in London for the whole country, but also in a smaller town like Manchester. Manchester's a big town, or something like that. In 1903, she helped found the Women's Social and Political Union, WSPU. What should we remember of all that? With a lot of dates and a lot of names. In 1903, she helped to found the Women's Social and Political Union. This was the first group whose members were called suffragists. So the first group who was called suffragettes, I think it's French, so I have no idea how to pronounce it now, based on other languages. Suffragettes. So the first group whose members were called suffragettes was the Women's Social and Political Union, which was helped to be founded by Emmeline Pankhurst. And she also set up a Women's Franchise League already 14 years earlier. Now we have some short impingement exercises to do, and if you participate in them, that's your own risk. We're starting with shoulder circles. Back out, back for shoulders, up and front and down. Back and up. And we're going to do now all short impingement exercises for 5 minutes or so. I'm really going back to Emmeline Pankhurst. Back and front and down. And the last time. And now we other way around in front, up, back, and down. And the last round, front, up, back, and down. And now we're doing back exercise. When exercising with the butt, we go into the knees, we're hinging forward with a straight back, letting the arms in, and then we're pinching scapulas together. And we're doing that with effort. And push it together. Now you can make fists or not, and you bring the arms up and you still pinch the scapulas together. With effort, this is a muscle training exercise. And release your arms and scapulas. And the second and final round, and again, pinch the scapulas together. And do it with effort. And now my fists or not, and bring the arms up and pinch the scapulas together. With effort. Raise your arms and scapulas. And now the next exercise, similar, into the knees, hinge forward, round back this time, let the arms hang, bring the arms to the insides, and bring the arms high up and together. Straighten up, bring the shoulders down and together. So the arms high up and together, and the shoulders down together. And with effort, the arms high up and together, the shoulders down together. And release. And the second time, into the knees, hinge forward, round back, let the arms hang, turn the arms to the insides, the arms high up and together. And we're straightening up, we're bringing the shoulders down together. So the arms high up and together, the shoulders down together. The arms high up and together, shoulders down together. And release again. And now we are bringing the arms up and we're just concentrating on the scapulas, how and if we are opening up to make a room for the humerus. And if this exercise hurts or any other exercises of the exercises, then don't do it. Bring the arms up and just concentrate on the scapulas. Are we opening up and making room as we should for the humerus to come? And again, up and just concentrate on the humerus, on the scapulas. And another and final time, the arms up and just concentrate on the scapulas, how we are opening up. And again, down. And now, the arms to the outside. And we're bringing them in front. And we're just concentrating again on the movements that the scapulas are doing. Are we going now back and pinch it together? Are we following now around the rib cage, the humerus? So the scapulas are going over the rib cage, back and pinching back together. We're doing that actively, don't do it normally completely. And are we following now around the rib cage, the humerus? So are we following the humerus? Now we're going back together. You really pinch a little bit together. And now we should follow around the rib cage, around like that, around the rib cage, the humerus. And the last time. The scapulas are going back together. And they're going again around the rib cage. And back. And now to the shrug. We're bringing again the arms up. Now we're shrugging the shoulders high up. And we're letting them down again. Again, the arms up. And we're shrugging the shoulders up. And we're letting them down again. And we're bringing the arms up. And we're shrugging the shoulders up. And again down. And the last time. We're bringing the arms up. Shoulders up. And letting them down again. Let's do a few shoulder circles at the end. Just forward shoulder circles. Forward. 2, 3, and 4. And now backwards for 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Oh, now it's stitching one arm in front, stitching it back. And the other one in front. And now we're done with shoulder bench training. We're having 4.5 minutes left. I think we're going to make 2 parts out of it, because these were 2 easy points. It's quite easy to understand. And many easy things to question. This was the first group whose names were called suffragettes. It talks about the woman's social and political union. Can anyone remember the name of Isaac Newton's book? It was Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy. Are we going to ask for it? A name? It's a lot to learn for less to get back, because it's just the name. The story is more important. But are we going to ask for a story, or just for some name? We're going to ask just for some names, not a story. Women's Social and Political Union. And she also set up the Women's Franchise League. The group used civil obedience as part of their protest to gain the vote for women. They chained themselves to railings, smashed windows, and committed arson. I don't know what arson is, so I'm not going to say what I think they mean. Many of the women, including Pankhurst, went on hunger strike. Now we're for the first time explaining a bit more. Makes sense that we're doing that. But okay, I said it all already. Do I say? So they chained themselves to railings. I don't want to talk about these things that much longer now. Smashed windows and committed arson. Many of the women, so they did civil obedience. And also Pankhurst went on. I don't want to talk about all these things without any warning or any introduction. So we're going to make. I'm not sure if I want to talk about these things in detail and explain what I mean. So women over the age of 30 were finally given in 1980 the right to vote. So over the age of 30. We're talking far more than just children. In 1918, women over the age of 30, so 1918, women over the age of 30 were given the right to vote and also the right to stand in parliament. So I said it in the beginning, does this here mean a right to join in the election of government as permanent residents or citizens? Does it mean the right to vote or also the right to be voted in? There are so many things. So 1918, after the First World War. So that happened partly because of the efforts which women had done in the First World War were given. What we mean is that women showed great courage and worked a lot with in the First World War too. And they don't give context. Maybe they're going to come to the First World War in the next chapter. So because they had seen that women are working greatly with, also in war times and during war efforts. So in recognition of the efforts which women had done during the First World War, they were given after the First World War, if they were over 30, the right to vote and to stand in parliament. Shortly before Pankhurst's death in 1982, women were given the right to vote at the age of 21, the same as men. So it took until 1928. This is by far more than 100 years, and not in the next century. This is over 150 years. With 160 years were women given the right to vote in Britain after the men. And that is not even 100 years over. we will continue with some part. I must look first for, maybe we will go to Emily Pankhurst and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But we will see how we continue. I thank you very much and until next time.